Hello and welcome to my final project slash presentation. So for what I wanted to do, instead of doing like a really boring blah 6 to 8 page paper to show off everything that we've learned from the readings, from in-class discussions, and the book as well, was to do kind of a mock cancellation and do a bit of a skit for you. So what I want to do is take an angle, and this will kind of serve as our background for the skit that you will later see in this video, is that I am a big YouTuber, I'm a big influencer, I do like comedic-esque videos online, and my scandal will be that I had an employee, a team of people, right, whether that's editors, makeup, manager, assistants, that kind of stuff. Those people, one of them quit, and they go to TMZ with like a juicy like text message threads that kind of shows that like I have really bad character and I'm very rude and disrespectful towards my employees. I overwork them, I'm over demanding, just overall a nuisance. Kind of similar in what people have kind of said about Ellen and J-Lo. And then from there they also have a video which would be like the hardcore evidence against me, where I'm like kind of throwing like pitching a fit, and just once again being a nuisance and just being a really difficult person for my employees to work with, and just being like rude, aggressive. My body language in the video would be like very like and then I want to do 2 apologies for the same scandal. I want to do the first apology that you'll see in a moment is going to be our bad apology, and you'll kind of see what is going to make that bad. And then we have a good apology to go after that. And then for our conclusion for this presentation, it will be a separate dissection of the 2 different videos, the good versus the bad, and what makes the bad apology bad and what makes a good apology good, and explaining and setting up what makes them good and what class concepts tie back to them. So without further ado, here is our bad apology. Hey guys, just wanted to come on here and kind of address the rumors and the fake news. Apparently, my name's been all over headlines, and TMZ was reaching out, People Magazine. So it's been kind of a big and busy day for me. Apparently, the rumor on the street is that I was apparently the rumor on the street was that I was pretty rude to an employee or something, and there's videos, these AI videos of me being rude and like aggressive, getting in an employee's face. I would never do that, but I just want to say, if their feelings are hurt in any way, I'm so sorry. I would never want to hurt anybody's feelings. And then I don't think they're gonna, they'll be all right. They're not, they're out of job, but they'll be okay. But so when you're as big as a star as me, with we're in the big leagues here. It's gonna be a lot of work. They're saying I overworked them. It's gonna be a lot of work. Come on, like when you're working for one of the biggest YouTubers in the industry, yeah, you're gonna be putting in 10, 12 hours. You knew you were signing up for that. I don't know why you're complaining about that. So, I don't know. We're having a team meeting tomorrow about it. Not much to really discuss there, but yeah, so I just wanted to say, don't listen to the news, and that's about it. Hey everybody, coming online today with a little bit more of a serious video for you guys. I didn't want to say nothing, and I want to come on here and be direct with you guys and have a really transparent an open conversation about everything that has transpired in the past week, and go over everything. I've seen a lot of rumors and stuff like that, and just inaccuracies. So I'd like to come on here and kind of explain my side of things, and hopefully take some accountability. So the first thing I want to say is I'm so sorry to everyone that works for me. There was a story that came out on TMZ that showed a video of me being really rude to one of my makeup artists. And so to kind of run through the facts with you guys, we had just wrapped a 11-12 hour shoot day, and we were all exhausted, tired, and we had another project that we were working on that I can't really release the details about, but we had another project to do that same night. So it was a really, really, really long day, and this doesn't excuse any of my actions. It does hope that explains it a little bit. But I was in not a great mood, and I completely snapped at my makeup artist, and I was sweaty and gross, and it just started to peel off, and there's just no excuse for it. But I snapped, I got aggressive and irritated, and took out my frustrations and tiredness and my feelings of being overwhelmed on my team. And sadly, this wasn't like the first time that I've done this either. I am gonna take a step back from the limelight for a little bit, and I'm gonna finish up and wrap up these last few projects that I've been working on. But I'm just gonna take some time off, give everybody on my team a break, and let them out of their contracts if they'd wish to go. And hopefully for me, go through some anger management, and just take the time to really reflect on these actions and make sure that this does not happen again. It's not, acceptable behavior from me, and I want to apologize to you guys and promise that over these next couple of months, while I'm not curating any more content, that I'm really going to be taking the time to focus on myself, and I won't take any of this lightly, and I hope to come back in a couple of months, just a more positive, upbeat, better version of myself. And I'm so sorry to any of my audience members and young fans that might seem that appropriate is acceptable. And I just want to let you guys know that behavior is never acceptable, should never be the choice that you go with. And I hope you can learn from my mistakes, and that's why I'm coming on here to have an open and honest conversation with you guys, because I want to take full accountability for my actions, and let you guys know that it is not okay, and I know that it's not okay. I just want to make sure every one of you who watch this video and who keep up with me and have supported me throughout this 6-year-long journey, that I don't stand by those values, and I'm not proud of those actions, and I don't want any of you to think that is okay. So once again, I am truly so sorry. I'm so sorry to my team, my friends, my family, and I hope to come back a better version of myself, and I hope you guys allow me to come back and showcase that for you guys. So thank you so much for listening, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching my 2 skits of my fake apologies. I hope you enjoyed them. I poured my acting dreams into those roles, watching lots of YouTube videos before filming those. But in all seriousness, I think it was pretty evident that first apology was the bad apology, and the second apology was our good apology. This portion of the presentation, we're going to be talking about the 2 apologies, and what was successful about the second one and what was not so successful about that first one. The first thing I want to touch on is kind of like location setting awareness. So for our first video, we were clearly tried to seem maybe slightly intoxicated, come out from a night, laying in bed, talking to other people in the room, clearly not taking this very serious. I imagine that first apology, or bad apology, would be on Instagram, and it would be like a little story post. And then in that second apology, and our good apology, I'd imagine that to be a full YouTube video, not any monetization on that, so we're not making any money by any kind, so we're not profiting off of an apology. And then they were wearing a button, like a collared shirt. They were clearly a little bit more like set up. We weren't laying down in bed all cozied up. And then we weren't distracted by other people. We were clearly focused. It was clear that in our second video that this was the set plan, that we're going to sit down and film this today. We're going to discuss it with all the facts. Next thing was tone. In the first video, I tried to seem really like blasé, like, whoa, like it doesn't really matter. Not taking it very serious. And then the second one, I wanted to make sure that I seemed very direct, to the point, concise with what I was saying, and making sure that it was clear that I had made a mistake and that I wasn't misreading any sort of tone. And then some other things that we look at was the empathetic "I'm sorry." So I said that a lot in our first video. And in that first video, it was really trying to like minimize the impact of, you know, saying it was fake news and don't listen to the rumors, and like it was all made up, that this like weird video of me was recorded and it was AI. And then which pairs nicely with that, is like vague or non-specific acknowledgement, like of the crime. We kind of negated it with the fake news. While in our second apology, we were, you know, giving what I hope read as more authentic "I'm sorries," and giving, you know, why I'm sorry. With the flip side of that, with the acknowledgement, I was a lot more direct about what I did, bringing like receipts and the facts, and saying this is what happened, this was this day, and really making sure like the narrative is crystal clear between what really happened, so there wasn't any confusion. Then the next thing is the passive voice that I used in the first one versus the second one, and then also like to pair with that, the conditional like "if." So I know in that first video I made it clear to be like, if I made anybody feel sorry, I would never want to do that. And in that second one, I made sure there was no like a conditional "if" at all. The next thing we talk about in class was egos a little bit, and how a lot of influencers produced bad apologies because they can't drop their ego and be like really vulnerable and honest with the camera. So I wanted to make sure that my first clip was a heavy ego, like I'm the best, and in that second one we could clearly tell that we've dropped the ego. We might be very successful, but we still could teach our audience that that is not acceptable behavior. And then when we look back at kind of what things are able to recover from and what things aren't. So for this scandal and for this hypothetical, I think that for this, J-Lo circumstances, with being rude to your employees, and then basically the crime here isn't that bad on the spectrum of things that we've discussed this semester. So I think in a general sense, it would be easier to come back from something like this. But I think when you look at the first apology, it makes it way more difficult for fans to want to help you and reach out and support you and come back in a couple of months to watch your content. You can get a lot of resentment from fans that way in the media. And it also tarnishes reputation, brand deals, income, all of that. Well, on the flip side of that, when you look at the good apology, it shows vulnerability that you're taking, not only acknowledging what you've done, but also, going to anger management and taking time off and letting your people re-sign contracts. This is a way for the audience to see like a vulnerability and acknowledgement. So I think they'd be more inclined to want to come back as a viewer and support you. I hope this shows you how a good apology versus a bad apology could save you from a cancellation. And I hope you enjoyed my presentation. I just want to say thank you so much for a really fun semester. This is a really, really, really fun class and a great topic. And I hope you've enjoyed my little skits. So thank you so much.